Oh, do I have to put this on me?
Say something.
Hello? Check.
You put it on you.
I don't mind you.
It'll grab you on because it grabs all.
So one right here.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're live on this one. Let's do the. Say something.
Check. Do you want to click it? It's just a little delay.
Yeah. Why do you sound so far? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fine.
This is good right here.
Give me 1 second.
We still, the evening is young, as they say.
As they say.
I was in some big activities this morning, and I was very good because I went and I have a new mountain bike that I got from Walmart. You know, they didn't sell it with the chain, so I spent $241 there, and then not beautiful black. Right, and I got a chain from A1 Cycling, and from there I
A1 cycling in Manassas?
No, in Woodbridge, and I do mountain biking. I lost over 8 pounds.
Oh,
And
snaps from biking.
So no, but then I gained 2 more pounds, but it's all muscle. So that's why I look so good because I'm riding my bike. And that's what artists need to do too, you know, not just the music exercise.
You see, this is better.
Oh yeah, much better.
Oh, I messed it up with all the other interviews. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, hey, you know, I get to do it right, and it's good for me.
Yes.
It gotta be. Listen, I have a big head right now, and I'm only saying the things I say because I've been through a lot. So now
Adam, I know. I've heard the story before. Yeah, you talked about your long perseverance as an artist. Yeah.
And now I'm in a different bracket of what I'm doing. And the thing is that we'll get into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear my new milestone. I really am. Hey guys, and welcome to another Bravery and Healing episode. You're live from Crescendo Studios. Another open mic. This is the April version, and today we have Adam with us. He has been here before. His specialty is he sings in Spanish, specifically Bobby Brown tracks. But he's reached a new milestone in his music space, in his music journey.
And I didn't mean to interject. I have to tell you, not just Bobby Brown, Rock with You, but also John B. and Babyface, Someone to Love. So I do that too. If you've seen Bad Boys in Spanish with that one. Not every song, but some songs I really love.
Yeah, he'll do it in Spanish.
Yes.
Okay, so and he rocks it really well. That's his specialty.
Yes.
And he's been in this music space for a while, and he's gone through the ups and downs. And right now he's going through an up.
Yes.
And he's here to share it with us.
Yes.
So welcome, Adam. What's up? What's going on?
I'm good, B. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well myself. But tell us, what's the latest been going on? Where are you right now? And you just were saying you're feeling good. You're doing more biking.
I'm doing more.
But you're feeling good from the spirit.
Yes. A lot of things on just in general with life is going very well. And I know we were kind of talking off camera about a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, what do you want to break this down into talking points, or do you want to just ask just the general?
No, go for it. Why are you feeling so damn good, man? You can feel it. You can see.
So I guess from the top, really, just it does no order, but really, just let's start with the first thing. Very excited because after almost 2 years of waiting, I have my big release coming out with the singer, songwriter, and producer, and his business partner Donnie. With the Platinum House. It's a song called Mamacita.
Okay.
It's like Latin flavored R&B, which is amazing, and includes another mix that's Afro, just like Spanish, Afro Latino, which is gonna have like Afrobeat type. There's a mix over there, which I really love. The beat is immaculate, and he's doing the finishing touches on it. And when you hear something that you've been waiting so long for, like knowing that I know how good the song is, and I take pride in making things that are timeless.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reality is a lot of artists don't really want to focus on making something that's timeless. So when I heard that song, it's something that you can feel the impact for me, waiting 2 years, investing a lot of money into making something really happen. And I'm really grateful to Tony and his name's Tony Curtis.
Shout out Tony Curtis.
Shout out to Tony Curtis from Baltimore, Maryland. So DMV step up.
Yes.
And and just having someone who's worked with so many amazing artists, everybody from Drew Hill to Maya to I'm trying to think, I don't want to say in just one person, but and he's written for a lot of other artists, because I do want to say Cisco as well, but that's including with Drew Hill, so it's kind of like 3 different people, and he's really dude's written for like everybody.
Okay.
And everybody in the industry knows who he is. It's basically to some people be a elusive figure, because when they know the name, but a lot of people have never met him. Fortunately, I met
he's
him.
more behind the scenes.
And honestly, he's told me some stories and really juicy stuff. I mean, his people that he grew up with were Teddy Riley, Pharrell Williams, and Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. Having those people that he worked with growing up with is amazing. And for me, it's like I've been fortunate to meet a lot of my heroes and things like that. But he's a big influence on me.
Did you know about him before when you first started, or do you think you learned about him as
I learned about Tony Curtis through a specific situation, which I will not discuss, but
That's
I will
cool,
say it ended up working out for me.
So he was on this journey that you were on.
He was on the journey. I mean, he kind of came in a weird crossroads for me, because I was dealing with a lot of, just like any artist, okay, you deal with a lot of, BS, and just dealing with people that just rap, just take your money. Unfortunately, and he came at a very good, I guess you could say, in the best point in my life, as far as like I was at a really low point with wanting to just give up. And do
you want to share about that or no?
Because
I feel like
I'm not gonna get so technical into the details of that, but I'm saying that when you are hungry and you want this, a lot of people see that and they promise you tons of things, and then you unfortunately buy into it
because
you're hungry, and then you lose, time, you lose money, you lose sanity. Like, it's a whole bunch, and you emotionally get invested in this thing, and then people like you're just too impatient, blah blah blah, spending years of your life wanting something to happen, and it just didn't work out. So, it feels gratifying that we're finally going to do stuff, and we got more records that are going to be in the pipeline. But Mamacita is the most exciting. I already have. I'm eager when it comes to doing stuff. So I already have really cool ideas of what I'm doing. I have a nice little for content. I have a video I've already done, but it's not coming out yet until the song's out.
For Mamacita.
Yes.
Okay. Mamacita means a pretty woman.
Yeah.
So what's the video?
Yeah, the video. It's gonna be.
Or the inspiration behind that a little bit.
Well, really, just think like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson being the greatest entertainer of all time. Big influence on me dancing wise, and funny enough, more dancing wise than singing wise, because I started as an impersonator. But I guess you could say, singing in a way, it's kind of flip flops, but singing, I guess, really singing first, and then dancing. Just his charisma is incredible, and then after that, kind of was Bobby Brown after that. But like I said, as far as Michael Jackson, it's very influenced. So Michael, when you think of the song when it comes out, think of 2 songs specifically. No. When you because it's Latin R&B, think of and it's not, one is Michael, one is not. One is Justin Timberlake. So think of a nice hodgepodge blend of Whatever Happens from Michael Jackson's Invincible album. Okay. And from Justin Timberlake's Justified album, think of Senorita. Kind of blend them together, and it's such a that doesn't even really describe the song per se, but that's kind of
that's the best.
That's the best way I could say it, because I cannot play it. I wish I could play it, but I can't.
Yeah. We can wait.
Yeah, no, and trust me, when the song comes out next month, I will be talking about it. The song should be out by next week.
Okay.
And I'm crossing my fingers on that, because in this music things get delayed all the time. But I'm not as pressed about it anymore because I have it. Yeah. So I'm not as, oh my God, I need it. I want it out because there's so many things I want to take advantage of. Yeah. And I definitely want to talk about experience I had at Emancipation DC. But we'll get into that in a second.
That was the event
in DC, yes. But
T.I. performed.
He did, and most importantly, I was there for Maya, the artist. She
hasn't been in the game for a while.
She actually has, independently. As far as major, because I'm re-binging her music. I mean, and at her show, first off, she looked amazing. She was wearing a really cool. She had her hair was long with the red, highlights, ponytail. Yeah. Of course, she doesn't look like she's aged a day. She was wearing a white coat, with some cool designs, black. You know, I think it was a
she's
black
maintained
shirt.
her beauty.
Leather, black leather, and some boots. You know, black high heel boots. And she, you know, of course, just some highlights. She did Case of the X, of course. She did Take Me There, which wasn't just her song, but she was very much major part of the song. Rugrats movie. You know, of course, I love the Rugrats, and that was a major song. And of course, Lady Marmalade. And
she was on that one. You're right.
Yeah, those are three of the major songs.
There's another one that she's.
Yeah, she was on. I think that it was Best of Me. Best of Me, which was on which is the Jay-Z song.
Okay. You're right. She is around as an independent artist. Hey, so how was that event? Yeah, what were you doing? You were just like
I was there. You know, I always found myself in situations. I actually met her. And
stop it.
No, I'm not even kidding you. And I'm glad we have time because I'll tell you just real brief. You know, of course, I have the vinyl for Fear of Flying. She, you know, it was the 25th anniversary, and of course, she signed the inside, but she didn't sign the top. So it was really dope. And you know, artists from that time to have an aura about them because they were number one, they were trained a certain way back then before they even really were out. You know what I mean? Of course, they did their work before, but you know, when I talked to her, you know, I'm not, because of what I'm doing now, which we'll get into, I'm not intimidated literally by anything now. Nothing impresses me. But someone like that from back then, not just I'm a fan, but just the aura of her, just like Michael Jackson and Beyonce, you'll get kind of get.
She has
like
that
same thing with Prince too. I'm sure. Like it's, I like to be in order like Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce. You know, anybody you can think of like that who's done things not only significantly, but there's something aura wise that you can't even explain. You're just like, oh my god, like I don't know, freaking out because of who she is. I'm just like, something was just interesting. But yeah, no, she was really dope. And she signed the re-release of her vinyl because she had signed the inside. But unfortunately, I had to open the plastic, which kind of sucks because I'm a vinyl head. But I like getting it signed by the artist. So
that makes it even more valuable.
And for me, because of everything Tony Curtis has done, he's worked with her before. I'm gonna give him the vinyl because I had it signed. She said to Addam, Tony Curtis would love my. I think she forgot to put but you know it's the same thing. But it was an amazing feeling.
You went there as an audience member, or you were there?
No, I went there as an audience member. But next year, because of what I do, being in R&B music, my beautiful fiance, shout out to Mackenzie Chanel Simmons.
Hey.
She is going to be married to me, hopefully next year in 2027. And of course, because of what I do, and I give back to not only supporting Black-owned businesses and a whole bunch of different things like that, and everything.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, what's up? What's up, bro? How are you?
Sorry, interrupting.
It's cool. You know. Yeah, you're there. Hi, Bo. That was Bo.
Hey, guys. Can you do Mercy with her story like after?
Yeah, sure thing.
And what I was saying, because of what I do with the R&B experience, you know, of course, I support Black-owned businesses. You know, I give back to the community. I do community events. I'm not just doing R&B music, and I always tell people all the time, and I'm gonna say this many times, and I'll always say this, because I'm so invested in the community of what I do. Everybody that does this type of art form, they need to go support the events. They need to support the media. They need to go support Black-owned businesses, because if you don't, you're basically taking from the culture and you're not supporting it, and you're not. You can't do things like that and not expect to.
Kind of like half-assedly.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. But to me, but I'm no fraud in this business of what I do. So that's why I'm invited to everything. So I go into Juneteenth. I'm going to be going to a whole bunch of different things. One of these days they'll put me on the board. But of course,
I was going to say, do you hope for that?
You have to earn it, and you have to prove that you're not a poser, and I've never been. So I've always been consistent like that. So
but, all these years, all the grind.
You know, I love basically my family because my fiance's Black. So you know, it's like whole. I love that.
Did you meet her recently?
No, we've been together for 8 years.
Okay, so she's seen you the ups and downs.
Ups and downs, and it's she's been through everything. Now, the other positive note I would like to talk about, because we don't have to be too much.
No, go for it. So,
the most important thing I've learned more than anything is even Michael Jackson taught the game years ago, Paul McCartney, which we'll start. So basically, I have recently become a major proprietor of music publishing.
Yes.
And I learned that mostly first and foremost because Michael Jackson, of course, we all know the history behind that. You know, Michael Jackson,
his catalog,
worked with Paul McCartney, and at that time, Paul McCartney told him, saying, "Hey, you should think about getting into music publishing."
Okay.
And so Michael Jackson learned the game. Of course, Michael was hot off the heels of Thriller, and he was talking to him about you're making great videos and a whole bunch of stuff. and he's used to think about getting music publishing, and Michael Jackson did that.
Pardon.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
So think about getting the music publishing. Paul McCartney said that to Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson learned about it because of learning the game with Paul McCartney. And it was when he did that, he obviously he didn't just buy the Beatles catalog, which is a big thing. Everybody knows about that. He bought Sony. He bought ATV. So the publishing and ATV. So when he did that, the amount of money that he spent was a lot, but the amount of money he's made back with that was millions of dollars. And when he was going through a lot of things in the 90s, Michael had sold half of his publishing, 50%, to Sony, and he formed Sony ATV, Sony/ATV.
Okay.
So he got over $160 million for that acquisition. I mean, because it was a lot of publishing. So let me explain real quick too.
Give me 1 second, okay? This camera is dead, but I'm going to use that camera to share it with both of us. Because I want the people to see the audio, the video as well.
Yeah.
We'll fix it while we're on camera. Hold that thought.
Yeah. I don't know. How much did it drop?
No, I mean...
Was it still filming?
Yeah, just, no, literally the last 15 seconds.
Okay.
And then I'll just change the setup. Because that would be like 3 interviews with my camera sometimes.
Oh, sure. I got you.
Yeah, but that's why you have a backup.
Yeah, that's what you always got to do. And I love your cup because it says next time text me with your bullshit.
My sister.
Your sister is legit, too legit to quit.
Voila. Okay, so go ahead and resume.
So
on
I forgot what I was
Paul
saying.
McCartney and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
On
So from there, he taught Michael the game, and Michael ended up, he learned about it, and then he bought, ATV Publishing for $40 million.
Okay.
And so everything was around $40 million to $60 million, but anywhere between that. And he basically, when he did that, he didn't just buy the Beatles catalog, as you know. He bought a lot of songs. So it wasn't just that. And basically, long story short, Michael Jackson made a lot of money. He made over hundreds of millions of dollars off of music publishing.
Yeah.
Not even just on his music. He made a lot. He made $2 a sale off Thriller because that was the highest royalty rate at the time of the album. Because of course, labels and a whole bunch of stuff. And the producers, songwriters all have to get paid. Okay. But basically what happened is later down the line, Michael really needed the money due to, we already know the stuff that was going on in the 90s. So he did a deal with Sony, and he got over $160 million for half of his catalog.
Yeah.
And he, and he created Sony/ATV.
Okay.
So he still made money, but it was like, obviously losing half your stake kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I'm bringing this to say this. I'm not going to say the website, but I recently did my own research. There's a few websites you can go to, but I'm on a website that I was able to get into music publishing ownership myself, which means major artists. You can name the ones. Everybody from Mariah Carey to anybody but from Mariah Carey to Kenny G and Luther Vandross to Queen to a whole bunch of people.
Is it like you own a share of their...
Yes. So basically what happens is, and I'll explain, so say a song is on 100%, okay, 100% of the catalog. Sometimes they'll have the whole song, but sometimes they won't have it. But what they'll have is from 100%, they'll have 5%, and they'll break that 5% into a lot of shares. Yeah. And the reason I like this website out of all of them is because sometimes the prices can vary from $25 to $30 to $63 to $98.
Okay.
And of course, if you use your card, you get charged. Surcharge, of course, is like $1 and some change.
Okay.
It varies per song. But the thing is, ultimately, the reason why it's good to have publishing, and I tell 98% of the artists have no idea, is because if an artist releases an album and you buy that album, or nowadays streaming the album, or you buy it on their website, okay? It's like artists buy their album when it releases, they release the album online and you purchase it there, or their vinyl, you stream the whole album, it's played, if they perform the music, okay, they have it in movies, TV, radio, a whole bunch of stuff. I make money.
Gotcha.
So the thing about music publishing, which is, again, it's so important to know about it. Now, not everybody believes in it because again, the amount of money that you're spending off the top when you're doing it, it's a long-term investment. So just like anything, and also if an artist is performing a song out like today, I get paid. So, and they may not know it. So the thing about publishing that's so powerful is that you can make money consistently.
Yeah.
And and again, I've said this before, as an artist, I would rather, and I know a lot of people is going to be very unpopular when I say this, I'd rather spend $300 on music publishing royalties and ownership of shares than me spend $300 in the studio. And the reason being is that at the end of the day, I know money is going to come in many different ways.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. One of the acquisitions I have, okay, I'm not going to say which one, is volume 1, which means there'll be a volume 2 later.
Yeah.
There's 7 different songs in that volume I bought, which means I'm getting paid 7 different ways from different things.
From different tracks, yeah.
And so if someone covers it at karaoke, guess who gets paid?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the more I have, the more I get. So the thing is that at the end of the day, I always tell people that's why I'm so excited, because I come with a very different attitude. Because a lot of the time, a lot of artists, because they don't understand that, making music is great. But at the end of the day, if you don't understand the business, you're wasting more money. And the reason I got into music publishing more than anything is because when I put my heart, my blood, sweat, and tears in an album, an EP, excuse me.
The past few years, because you've been on this for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And all I make from months and months of work, $1.86. That's it.
Yeah.
All that money I spent on that, had I gotten to publishing then, I would have made 10 times more.
Yeah.
20, 30 times more.
Yeah.
Because for me, I switched over also, as you know, I do an R&B tribute show, as you know, because for me, obviously, not only is it great that, my biggest influence of all time, Bobby Brown, when he was, especially with his Dad Speak, co-signed the video because I was on a live with his son, Landon. And Landon, I tagged him in the post of the video, me singing Bobby Brown's song "Rock with Shins" in Spanish. And basically, he was sitting with his dad, and his dad and him watched it, and that was huge for me because Bobby Brown was a big influence for me. He was like the gateway to a lot of R&B for me. So, like I said, again, the R&B tribute show makes me more money than I was doing because singing other people's songs people are familiar with. That's why it's a little bit easier as a singer than it is as a rapper, because you can't do covers. It doesn't work like that. Unless you're doing one song and it's kind of like doing it for fun, making it honoring an icon or some hip hop icon. But for me, it was just more lucrative. And honestly, some people think that you shouldn't give up making music. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm saying I'm still going to make music. But my vision is very different.
You found like a loop. There's input coming in for monetary wise, and then there's output, which is like the music that your craft.
Yes, and I feel like
instead of just one way track, one way. Yeah.
So the thing is, the more shares I have, and so here's the one thing about music publishing that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is that it's important to have a lot of it, and the reason being is that you only get paid every 4 months.
Okay.
Because the labels are accruing all the money that's being made in the streams. And of course, I'm not the only shareholder. There's lots of other ones.
Yeah.
So the more you have, every week I get paid. And that's why
is that like a dividend, right?
Kind of. I mean, and that's another thing I'll talk about it. But the thing is that that's why I always tell you guys, as much as they begrudging me to say, because I want to do music as, my passion. Okay, I have a master's degree from JWMI Strayer University.
Yeah.
Okay, got a little lazy. I was summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree, same degree, business administration and specialization in marketing. I always like to say the full school, JWMI Strayer University, Jack Welch Institution.
Go for it, yeah.
But I got a little lazy. It was like 3.4 GPA.
Still good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like
B plus.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, B plus.
But like I said, I would rather. I always recommend guys, if you want to get into music publishing and things like that, definitely work 2 jobs, because in order to make your dreams happen with stuff like that, just like being an artist, just even if you just want to make music, you just say bump the publishing, just say you don't care about that. Still want to work 2 jobs so you can at least afford to do what you love to do, right?
Yeah.
Music publishing is just something I created because it's hard for me to get a job with my master's degree, right?
Yeah.
So music publishing is something I love to do.
There's some ways you pay your bills.
Basically my job. It's basically my job. Now, pay your bills is light right now. Like I need to build my catalog more. Yeah. Once I get into the 5 figures, then with my numbers of investment, I probably will see more. It will be more lucrative. For now, it's just a portfolio value. You have to look at it like the royalties are nice. Let's just say it's Ice Cream Sunday, right?
Okay.
The royalties right now are just like sprinkles with maybe a cherry. Once I have a lot of it,
more catalogs,
tons and tons and tons and tons of it, and tons of shares, then it'll be like, okay, this is a real, like, serious. Because then at that point, and here's the good news, by the way, on the website I'm using, I don't want to say what it is yet, or say what it is right now, but the website I'm using, you can't back out of it. And what I mean by that is, no matter how much you're struggling in your life and you feel like, oh, I maybe need to sell it, you can't do that. You're not allowed to sell it.
After how many months or years could you sell it?
Never.
What? Then how do you cash out?
No. The money comes to you. You can pull the money out whenever you want when it comes. But I'm saying, no, like your portfolio, right? If you decided that you wanted to, like, and that's the thing, people make a mistake, right? When you invest in something, right? People are so nervous because they start, and I'm going to explain why it's good that you can't do that. When people are nervous about things, they're like, oh, I'm stressed out, blah, blah, blah. The thing about what I love about that website is that even if you're stressed out and you feel like, oh, where am I going to get the money? Yeah. I need to sell my stuff. You can't do that there, which is good because that means your portfolio you never lose the value in your portfolio. Yeah. And in the future, if I own a lot of it, like my goal is $1 million.
Yeah,
my goal in owning publishing, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking even more and more and more. The more money I have, anyways, never gonna have enough money. Never can have enough money. Excuse me. But I'm saying that's good for me because then I don't have to worry about ever feeling like, oh my God, I'm done. But yeah, other than the publishing, that's really something else that was in the back of my mind that was going to say about
publishing.
Publishing. I'm sorry. It's like I almost talk about the publishing like a religion, to be honest.
Because you just came upon this.
And I explained it to my mom, and once she got it. So I'm saying like
how you can't cash out. That's what you were explaining.
Right. So
why it's a good thing.
Yeah. So there's a publishing acquisition that I just bought 1 share. I'm going to buy more. So if you're familiar with the Mariah Carey song "One Sweet Day."
One Sweet Day?
Yeah, with Boyz II Men.
No, I don't know that one.
Okay, well, I've heard it a few times.
But I've heard of Boyz II Men. Yes.
Yeah, but they have a song together, Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men.
Okay.
And right now there's a very awesome documentary, just like they had the Boy Band Con, which was just focusing on Lou Pearlman and all the groups that he was dealing with. They have another one called Boy Band Confidential, which brings Boyz II Men and like Joey Fatone and Lance Bass and a whole bunch of people from the different boy bands. The other one had JC Chazé, so I'm a little upset because they didn't have him in this one. But anyways, or maybe he is. I've only seen the first episode, but it talks about a lot of things, and basically that song "One Sweet Day." You should look it up, or "One More Sweet Day," or is "One Sweet Day."
I'll just look up Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
and probably pop up.
And that song is they have performed it, and the song is on there, so you can whenever it's played, I'm getting paid. Again. Anytime a song is in somewhere, you get money.
Yeah. I can't believe you just had karaoke as well. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no. So I have publishing in Duran Duran. So there's a song called "Come Undone." Mm-hmm. Go Come Undone, or is it "Come Undone"? Yeah. Well, it's one of their big songs, and someone at karaoke performed it, and I was like, oh, I got paid.
Okay, nice.
I won 3 shares in that. So it's like, and I can talk about that because that's all on their
page
on the page there for people. And again, people can do their own research if they want to look for it, but honestly, 98% of artists don't know anything about publishing. So I'm not gonna just give the information for free. I don't.
You're gonna give just enough for people to be curious.
Enough to taste their taste buds wet. And again, a lot of people don't. That's not something they're interested in.
And I think that in itself, of you sharing that knowledge, is quite powerful. Yeah. And you said it right. Like you're passionate about the music, but in some ways, a loop. The amount of that you invested in, you feel like if there's an opportunity to gain from that investment, why not?
Yeah, no, and like I said, I know we'll wrap this up in a minute because I do want to do a photo with you once we're done.
Thanks.
I'll say like, look, and at the end of the day, I believe in doing what you love to do, and not letting anybody tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? I really love doing music stuff on the music aspect as an artist, but I also want to look at the future proof of my life when I'm older. My goal in life, by the way, is to live to be 115, which with the way medicine is, they have a thing in China apparently.
This might be possible, yeah.
So while I'm young, why not? Why not it as a hobby? And again, like I look at things in a very different way than a lot of other people, especially because of what I do. And some people may consider that arrogant. And when I had a conversation earlier today about someone telling them, because they know me because I do music, but I told them I really don't care. And I'm going to censor myself a little bit, but I don't care because and that's why I came late. I'll be honest with you. I just was it's not like I'm the hungry artist that's like, want my song to be heard. If people hear my song,
you've done that. You've been on the grind.
I've tried that.
You've done it on the grind.
And it didn't work out. So I pivoted and I do music publishing now because that's more lucrative. And honestly, when I come to these events, I want people to know that if I can perform, great, but I'm not going to be like, oh my God, let me perform. No, I come with a very I don't care, like attitude. Okay. And I got some shows coming up. I'm not going to lie. And actually, I'll tell you the shows, by the way, since we're getting to the end of the interview, by the way. And I have another big thing to tell you.
Go for it. Make the announcements.
So I got some shows coming up. I am excited because I am a nerd, just like everybody, believe it or not. So I am going to be performing at, and let me pull my phone out for the date here.
Go for it, yeah.
Because if I don't, I'm going to be mad. If I don't tell you. Where is it? Okay, so I'm going to be performing at Kanjutsu. Okay, Kanjutsu, which is going to be. I have the date right here. Where are you? I'm sorry. I know this is kind of like super unprofessional, but
TikTok. But don't worry about. That's the best part of our podcast.
I know that's good because
right?
I was like,
we do have the time.
Okay, activities. Wait a minute. Yeah, where are you? This website is driving me off the wall.
And I have one question for you before.
Yes. Oh.
But I want you to do where people can find
Kanjutsu is going to be at George Mason University.
Okay.
And it is, I'll just tell you, it's going to be August 1st through the 2nd. And it's their 6th year, I believe, 2026. It's going to be at the Johnson Center, George Mason University. And this year, theme is hero. So think of anything from any series you can think of as a hero. Same thing with like video games and stuff that too. Or TV shows as well, not just anime or manga and anime. And then I am also doing TCon, which is another big convention. I have a very, very good relationship with those people as well. It's a hip hop TCon. Okay, I hate this freaking thing. I'm glad it's a podcast.
Because we have the time,
Yes, and I know there's another artist waiting, and I feel bad about that, but no, I'm not too good.
Because you waited your turn, so Addam, take your time.
Okay. Clearly, this thing hates my guts. Okay, so the next place I'm telling you I'm going to be performing is also, it's going to be August 14th through the 15th, and it's going to be at the Walter E. Convention Center in Washington, D.C. It's TCon, which is a hip-hop, it's a hip-hop and anime convention, but mostly hip-hop convention. Okay. Hip-hop and t-shirt convention.
And then also let people know where they can find you. How can they find you?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. So the convention, real quick. So TCon is a hip-hop, is a t-shirt and hip-hop convention, or hip-hop and t-shirt convention with sprinkles of anime-related nerd things. Lots of cool stuff to do, of course, is just like the standard conventions of the cosplay and the anime and video games and maybe some, like, the cosplay, the manga, the anime, and the video games. Basic stuff that you would expect. And they also do have karaoke there, which is kind of cool. But I perform there every year, and when I do, they always got me with doing BlurredCon to just go for fun. So that's I usually, of course, my performances I charge around $150 to $200 because of what I do for my R&B tribute show. It's everything from Babyface to Prince and some stuff in between. But I will say that there's that. So those are the two shows I got coming up. And did I say the date for that?
You said the date.
Okay, I said the date.
Now where can people find your music or your work?
We're gonna wrap this up. So as far as where they can find me, social media, I'm mostly active on Instagram.
Okay.
It'd be add.am_official. So that'd be add.am_music. And of course I am also on YouTube, which would be Addam Music. I think it's Addam Music 930 for some reason. But
your hub is like.
But my main thing is Instagram, and of course I'm on Facebook. But I don't need to. Facebook is really more of a personal thing. I mean, I do it for business too, but I kind of like.
But Instagram is your jam.
Instagram is more of the thing, and of course I just kind of latched on to IG, and here's the thing. I guess because I'm not equipped to making that sort of like low attention span content. I try TikTok. I could not, no matter what I do, TikTok just does not click
wasn't
with
your
me.
thing.
Vine would have been better. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
Vine, I follow Vine, old Vine videos on Instagram, and man, Vine was the golden age of that type of content. Really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really appreciate.
I do have one question before you wrap up.
And I almost forgot.
What? Go ahead.
So my birthday is actually next week. I was born May 7th, 1993.
Happy almost birthday.
Yes, I'll be turning 33. And yes, so in the 30s, I still look good. Thank you for the mountain biking. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Which helped
maintenance.
Keep me healthy. And I turned 33 on Thursday, May 7th.
May 7th, okay.
Which is next week. So I'm gonna shout them out because I do.
Go for it.
So the only American chain from Japan called Yushige.
Yeah.
Japanese BBQ and bar. They are incredible and highly recommended. They actually get some meat imported from the Hokkaido region.
Okay.
I don't want to be wrong when I say that. So
that's what's up. Okay. Well, my one question was at the end before we wrap up. You said before you came here, well, I don't really care. This, that.
Yes.
So today, Addam, yes. As a day when, since this is a spiritual wellness space.
Yes.
What was the one thing you did care about?
What I did care about in
one
terms
thing.
Of one thing. Does it matter?
No, anything.
Man, I think really just, the family that I have, my two dogs, my
fiance.
My fiance, of course.
Yeah, you support. Those are your support system.
Yeah, she's very much so. And even believe it or not, dogs. I used to have 3. Ace, he was a great toy poodle. I always like to shout him out first, the little angel.
They are little angels. Yes.
I believe spiritually, and he comes to visit every once in a while. He comes and sleeps in our bed. When I can feel him, his weight on me sometimes. He was 14 and a half years old, and then also I have Faith, and she is a Maltese. She's 8. She just turned 8, and then Harmony, which we just have is a Cocker Spaniel mixed with a Maltese.
Yeah, and that's
great
your support
dog,
system.
very much. And they're great, and of course all the people that support me. And I also give back to the community and everything that I did.
But today it was just making sure your family.
Yes. It was about the family and everybody that's that's really
part of your support system.
Yeah. And I would say one more thing.
Go for it.
And I'm really privileged and honored, which is why I'm going to church on Sunday. Because I did get to perform for the people that are less fortunate. So I did get to perform for the homeless people.
Yeah.
And I was over at a Lutheran church over in Glen Burnie, Maryland.
Yeah.
That felt like a big honor. And honestly, they're going to have me more out,
Yeah.
That's why I like doing things and singing some songs I normally wouldn't have to sing.
Yeah.
But,
well, Addam, keep up the good work and keep up the perseverance.
Yes,
and I'm glad you reached some milestones that you feel
I'm
vindicated for.
Going to keep going up. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Boom. Hey, the